Hi people, hi, how are you doing? Welcome back to the Smart K family. Karibuni sana. If you're new here, karibu sana. Please don't leave without subscribing. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for returning to this amazing channel. We don't take your support for granted. So thank you so very much. So today guys, it's on Friday, and as you know, Fridays tunakuanga na kale hapa na kule. We encourage each other, we talk about topics za hapa kule. At least utokangi kwa hiyo video ya Friday kama haujabeba kitu nyumbani. So tuko new year, bado tuko ile ni phrase ya new year, and new year new things. Ndio maana mnaona new face here. Nimewaletea mgeni ndio at least mwache kunisikia sana, msikie kutoka kwa mtu mwingine, and I know that he will help you. At least atasema kitu moja ama tatu, ama tutasema kitu moja ama tatu of whatever we want to talk about, which will help you. And without further much ado, which that one, let the guest introduce himself. And please, before tuendelee, please like this video. Na unini kama uje subscribe tafadhali, na utuachie tu hapo comment, you tell us about what you think about this video, si ndio? So hi,
how are you?
Welcome back welcome back kujai kwa hii channel. Karibu sana kwa hii channel yetu.
Yeah, but I think I've been into this channel as they say, incognito.
Karibu sana.
I've been following up so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'm happy to be here.
Yes, your support is highly appreciated.
Thank you.
So please say hi to these amazing people who introduce before to see whatever we
Well. So how are you? I am very, very much happy, fans of Smart K family. My name is Duncan Maigua, and I'm so much happy to hear that today is on Friday, and there's so much that we got to discuss and talk about. You said that today it's hapakule.
Hapakule. Yani leo tunatakanga tu tunaongelea tu watu, not having fun, and we at least talk about something that will help people out there.
All right. So I think mimi nitakaa kule na ukae hapa.
Kukue hapa kule.
Yeah. So I'm going to be on the other side.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm glad. I'm also praying that I'm going to add some value to our fans.
True.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, feel much welcome. Hapa hakunanga stress, tunajiachilianga tu. Yes. So today guys, we'll be talking about self-esteem. And see ati tuko professionals. We just want to share our own experiences kuhusu whatever we are going to talk about. So msitujudge, na mkisikia mahali tumelegea hivi, wewe jua tu atujasomea hizi vitu, si ndio? So tuingie kwa topic. So what is self-esteem according to you?
First, I'm so much happy that unasema was to judge, which is true. Because what we are going to discuss today is at least so much going to lean on our experiences. And I think that is going to be really valuable. So self-esteem, just to start from there, self-esteem is it's that feeling. Let me say that self-esteem is quite personal. It's a feeling of self-acceptance, self-love, and value for yourself. That's what self-esteem is. It makes you feel that I'm valuable, and therefore it makes you walk shoulders high, and you cannot be intimidated by anybody.
True.
So that is self-esteem from my definition, and I think it's something that everyone should have. Yeah.
And do you know the best part about this is because I've done a video, I think like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, about self-love, and how people usually wana making him to feel akiwa downgraded. To my own experience, like, and I told these people nothing should intimidate you. Like for example, sifai kukuambia ati wewe dan, wewe ni mbaya, wewe hujui kufanya nini, hujui, na unasemanga na ni kweli huyo by the ameniambia hivyo. It should be within you.
Yes.
Ndani yako wewe ujue huyo ameniambia hivyo, but mimi siko hivyo.
Yeah, true. It should come from inside you. Self-esteem is it's not something that is sourced from external. Usually it is something that is innate. It has to come from inside, because when you expect to value yourself from what people tell you,
Yeah.
it means that it's not. It means that that is no longer self-esteem. That is trying to seek approval
From other people.
from other people. So if you have if your esteem is dependent on what people tell you, if people tell you you're nothing, for instance, someone comes and tells you, hey, Smart K Family, that YouTube channel, I don't think it's even worth a minute watching a minute. Yeah, but if that is what is going to determine whether you're going to continue with this content creation or not, then it means that your esteem, you cannot say that I have self-esteem, but self-esteem, it has to be self from within.
That's why it's called self.
That's why it's called self.
Yeah.
That's why it's called self. It has to come from inside you. I think one of the reasons why some of us sometimes have really not come to understand self-esteem, there are people who think that for you to be told that you have high self-esteem, it means that you become arrogant. You know, because there are people who become arrogant in the name of I have self-esteem. Yeah. So of course, but self-esteem, it's not only value for yourself, but even value for others. So if you are able to value another person, it also means that you have a strong personality. Then it means you have a strong esteem. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what can you tell? Okay, you have a strong personality. Is there a difference between confidence and self-esteem?
I must say, there's a very thin line between self-confidence and self-esteem. But self-esteem is quite a more richer term to use in English in this manner. Because self-esteem is a whole combination of very many aspects, of very many personal attributes. For instance, if I'm a person who respects other people, if I'm a person who is never intimidated, if I'm a person who knows how to love people, for instance, I know how to think about the interests of others, not only about myself. I might not be very confident before people, but I have a strong character. So I can say that I still have a very high self-esteem. You see that? So self-confidence, I think it's a component of self-esteem. That's what I would say. But self-esteem is now the global, the bigger, the parent term that you can use of someone who has a strong personality, and one of it is confidence. Yeah, so it's a very thin line, but self-esteem is quite a more richer word to say.
So should you encourage people to, like, for example, wengine wanasema mi sina self-esteem, like how would you encourage them, like what am I saying? Would you encourage someone to have self-esteem, and why should you have that self-esteem? Like,
maybe we can start with maybe the current status in our nation or in the world generally. You see that, for instance, even in Kenya, there are very many people who are under the verge of even suicide.
True.
Yeah, others are. We can say, even at least from the statistics, we find that at least more than that people die every day due to suicide.
Yeah, imagine.
And of course, these are now the cases that we know.
Yeah, there are so many
and that is simply physical death. There are people whose consciences died long time ago. They already killed themselves.
They say that you die at 25 when you are 70 years old. That is the worst thing can happen to you.
Yeah, exactly. So you find someone is already dead. Yeah, I mean,
but
he or she is just there. But mtu anaamka tu asubuhi and I'm like, oh, it's a new day. So okay, let me just leave. Let me just leave because I'm breathing.
Yeah.
You know, but you don't have it. The moment you begin to live a life without a purpose, then that's when you begin to realize that your self-esteem is so low and you are dead. So starting from there, I think, and from even the cases that we have had, I remember when I was in campus, a lecturer who was by then I couldn't even understand how that lady who was only older than me by 4 years, which I came to learn during her burial, she committed suicide. Wow. She was my lecturer. So I used to view her as someone who was already achieved, someone who had already gotten to the places maybe some of us would even want to be.
She's way higher than you.
Yeah, of course, but she committed suicide, and
you wonder why did she do that? She had everything.
Why? Yes.
Like
that was the biggest question.
Yeah,
in fact, she costed us because we had to repeat a whole unit
because
and do the exams because I think the exams that we had done for the final year, I don't know what happened. I think there was a breach of a policy in the institution, because she was not supposed to be a custodian of our results. They are supposed to mark and do everything from the campus and leave the results there.
Yeah.
So, but once she died, our results could not be traced, and we had to do the unit again. So from that experience, or from that story or study, you realize that there is still something that really eats up people.
No matter how good they are,
no matter
how wealthy they are.
And low self-esteem, by the way, doesn't respect people. Doesn't matter who you
your
are.
Class.
It doesn't matter your class. It can still bring you down. So I would encourage our viewers, of Smart K Family, that it's always good to train yourself early enough, especially kama uko tu hapo and bado hujakuwa na mapesa ile try to build up, make sure that's the time that you have, that's the moment that you have time to make to make things right,
because the moment utafika hapo itakuwa very hard,
yes. And that is why you see, for instance, you as the owner of Smart K Family, that's why you see you can get to a point and you become a celeb, you become so strong. We have seen even celebs, whenever someone becomes a celebrity, but they are not able to handle their celebrity because of esteem.
Very
simple. Because of self-esteem, they cannot compose themselves and behave
the way they are supposed to behave. Because like for instance, wamepata like kama ni pesa pap, ile time yenye huko na hiyo pesa hukuweza kujijenga,
haukuweza kujijenga. And the biggest investment is the investment that you can do in your mind. Make sure that you understand, you identify yourself with the people whom you consider as role models, and you identify yourself with your strengths. Wherever you have weaknesses, you begin to work on them. By that, you're going to come to understand that there is so much value in you. There is so much that you can do willfully without even seeking the approval of other people. Yes. And the moment you begin from that step, you come to realize that you are building a stronger you. But if you have a low self-esteem, or you have a low value for yourself, at some point, because the people, watu ni watu tu, you still meet with them, they will still bring you down.
True.
So I encourage someone that you need to work on yourself, work on your character, and make sure that you are not in an identity crisis. Like it's simply just like the way you find someone. Recently we have had a case which I would not want to delve into, on the issue to do with LGBTQ. So you find people are, for instance, you find someone, someone also said that you can have a wife or a husband,
be that part of that community.
Yes.
And it happened recently.
Yeah, you see, that is what we call, psychologists will call it identity confusion. This is someone who has not identified themselves.
Who you are. It's
who
either you be on that side or you be on this side.
So they are neither here nor there. And by that, it puts you in the danger of being a person who being a person calling yourself or identifying yourself with who people say you are.
Not who you are yourself.
Not who you are as an individual. So that is the challenge. That's the challenge.
Oh my God, this topic, it's very bold and all that. So I don't know how you should maybe you can tell us one or two things of how you can build your, like for instance you have said like kujijua, kujitambua, wewe unajua mimi ni huyu, nafaa kuwa hapa, yani ujijue, you identify yourself. Any other tip? Any other points?
That is
because we really need to build. Hata mimi, I really need to build myself.
And of course the process that never ends.
It's a process,
you
by the way.
Continue building yourself
and all that.
Exactly. That's why I think even for the parents that we have, and even future parents who would be maybe fans of the Smart K Family, it's very, very much important. Even as you parent your family, your kids and all that, you need to make sure that you don't kill their self-esteem. And killing a child's self-esteem, it's not only maybe, there are people who think that maybe by punishing my kid, I'm killing their self-esteem, or if I pamper them, I'm building their self-esteem. So that's not the case. So if you want to build the self-esteem of your kids, show them their value, and by showing them their value, then you are going to instill wisdom and knowledge on how they are supposed to live, even as you show them their value. Showing a kid's value doesn't mean that you pamper them. Yeah. So it's just maybe for instance, I can use this example. If I come and tell you that hey kid, hey, you know this and this and this and this and this, okay, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do this, if that brings you down, then it means your esteem is low.
Because you have told to be the truth.
Yes.
And I don't want to be the truth. Of which most of people are.
Yes. Yeah. But if you are a person who has a strong personality and who values yourself and who values what is true, no matter how hard the truth is said to you, you still accept it very easily. And you rectify. So as we said, the first one is identity. Identifying yourself with the right things and even with your strengths. The second way that you can build your self-esteem is by seeking to add value to yourself every day. You see, let me use a case in example. For instance, let me use a religious example. There's someone who is a televangelist who had preached for very many years, and the interviewer came and asked him, hey, tell us, how comes that you have been born again, you have been able to become a staunch believer for about 50 years? How was that even manageable? You know, and you know it's not easy. It's not easy. And you know what the televangelist said, that the reason why I've been able to maintain for 50 years is because, not for me, I don't consider the whole year, I don't consider the 50 years, but it's every day that I make sure I'm born again.
Every day that he wakes up.
Yes, so I wake up and I make sure that day I'm born again. So it's the same case. If you want to add value in yourself, if you want to build your self-esteem, make sure that every day you strive to add value to yourself. Sure. Regardless of how little you think that should be. But then even if for instance, it's a lady, or maybe you are just or maybe you are white then, and you just wake up and you learn how to cook pilau that day, it adds your self-esteem.
Yeah, true.
You have added some value to yourself and even to your house.
Because even tomorrow you will at least utakuwa na kakitu kampya.
It doesn't matter how small that would be. It makes you grow. Your esteem grows, and you begin to feel yourself as a better cook. Okay, how to build yourself? You have to make sure that every day is a day to make yourself better. Make yourself better. Make yourself better. Learn something new. Yeah, you might even, if for instance, even for our fans here, you can at least make sure every day there is an article you just read. You have someone you know over the internet who writes articles, and you have learned that they write good articles. Read an article a day. It helps you so much. It makes you understand what's happening, and you add value to yourself. So that is the second one, I must say. You need to learn to add value to yourself, and it makes you feel better.
Yeah, it's true.
And self-esteem, it's in fact that is the term. Self-esteem and growing your self-esteem. It's when you feel better.
Better about yourself.
Better about yourself. Yeah. So that is the second way. Maybe the third way that I can say that you can build your self-esteem, I think, is valuing others. I think we just mentioned that in a nutshell. Valuing other people is a way of building your self-esteem, and I will explain. For instance, you can be in a situation that needs other people. Maybe I can give an example of my life. At some point, I have lost a very close member of my family, and during that moment, for instance, in a morning period, and you have friends coming over to see you and all, and spending time with you, that's the moment you begin to realize how important other people are. You see?
It's true.
So when you begin to value other people, if I begin to value you, I'm able to build my esteem in this manner, because it makes me feel that I'm not an island. I'm not the all-knowing. You know?
Yeah.
And the moment you begin to understand that you are not the all-knowing, then you are going to easily seek for more information. You see? So it helps you to seek more information and to seek more knowledge and to seek a better understanding of things. And you know, one of the reasons why even people are not successful even in their businesses, they have a negative, what we call a negative high esteem.
Okay, negative high esteem.
Yes.
Okay.
They have, yes, they have, they feel themselves as if they are better, but for them it's a negative one. I think that's also another discussion maybe that we can come discuss. For the positive and the negative self-esteem,
it's another topic.
all the same. So if you begin to value other people, it means that you are a person who values yourself in this manner, because by valuing other people, it makes you better, because you begin to see what's better in them that you can learn, and by learning you are growing your self-esteem. You are becoming a better you. Yeah, so I think I can focus on maybe on the three, and then now we can broaden, or we can get into the depths of them, if you wish.
Wow. Hey, dear Lord. Let me tell you, I'm learning. I'm also learning. Na kizungu inanipiga chenga. Watu
Wewe wacha.
Kizungu inanipiga chenga. I'm trying.
Na venye tunalipresent watu wa Nyeri huku. Tunajaribu kuongea hapa maaro na maero.
Maaro na maaki na vile zinatokea vizuri.
I missed mara kama mbili to bite my tongue. Just trying to make sure our fans at Smart K Family, they are getting
oh God, Aki, wow.
He's or misses, but I'm safe. My tongue
you are
is
safe. At least
yeah,
you don't have any injury.
No.
Me, I'm trying to take care because we start to go to hospital after this. Wow. So guys, this topic is very broad, and I feel like we don't want this video to be long. Now watu wapendagi video long wataanza kuboeka. I feel like we should come back again, like we should have these two topics more often, because definitely najua kuna watu wamesaidia pia. Mimi nimelearn kitu moja ama mbili, and I think you should wind up. We should wind up ndio tumalizie. We shall have another session. Mniambie kama mnataka arudi tena na tena. Najua tu mnataka arudi.
Sawa. So na hapo katikati msisahau fia itumwe.
Fia itumwe. Na zamaji akimnaona vile tumekaukiwa na mimi kizungu aki. My friend, please wind up.
Yeah, so let me encourage someone and say, friends, let me tell you something, that the moment you came into this world, you didn't come to this world by a mistake. You came to become a solution to us. Let me say you are valuable to us, and that's why we make content. You make content every now and then for them, because they are valuable, and by them watching, it also means that they are also valuable to you. So you didn't come here by mistake, and I want to encourage you that every day strive to become a better you. And by that virtue of trying to become a better you, you also become a better person before the eyes of the other people. But let it start by becoming a better you. Thank you.
Did you hear that? Become a better you. Nami, I normally tell you people in this channel, just become a better you. And all in all, vitu zitaenda vizuri. So sitaki kuongea sana sababu mtasema, oh Kate, hey, unaongezea vitu zako. Sitaki kuongea sana. Please guys, wacha tu hii video ishia hapa. Chenye mmesikia, you digest, you chew, you swallow, na iwe ya kuwasaidia. Si mnaona, this is the only place mnaweza pata vitu kama hizi. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and leave a comment down there. I hope that you have enjoyed the video. See you on Monday. Bye.